Hi everyone, I'm Ali, and I've decided to teach English grammar, and I've decided to start with tenses, with the tenses in English language, and the first tense would be present progressive tense. Let's move on to the sentences. As you can see, boys here, we've got sentences in simple present tense. In order to be able to use a tense, you've got to know 2 points about each and every tense. Number one, the structure, and number two, its usage. As for the structure of present progressive tense, first you've got the subject, he, she, it, I, we, you, they, and after the subject you've got the helping verb to be, the helping verb, which in this case is verb to be, and as for he, she, it, you've got to use is, and with I, you've got to use am, and with we, you, they, you've got to use are. And then you've got your main verb, could be watch, wash, go, depending on what you want to say. So, here in my sentences, I've got a watch as the main verb, to which ing is added. So, what is the structure of present progressive tense? Subject plus verb to be plus the main verb with the ing added to it. Now that we are introduced to the structure of present progressive tense, we want to know when we are supposed to use present progressive tense. Well, present progressive tense is used to express an action which is happening at a moment of speaking. The kids are playing in the yard. That's what is happening now. I'm teaching English grammar. Present progressive tense. That's happening now. You're listening to me. That's happening now. So you can practice this tense in your everyday life. Whenever you happen to be doing something, you can easily use this structure. You're going to bed, you can say, I'm going to bed, I'm watching TV, I'm listening to music. And number two, it is also used to express an action which is happening these days, but not necessarily at the moment of speaking. I'm reading a book on birds, but not now, I'm talking to you. That's what I've started doing. It's not happening now. These days I get so tired. The reason? Well, we are working on a project. And number three, it is also used to express an action in the future. An action which is not a decision anymore, for which you might have also made preparations. We are going on a trip next week. I'm flying to London next month. So, what do we use present progressive tense for? Number one, to express an action which is happening at a moment of speaking. And number two, to express an action which is happening these days, but not necessarily at a moment of speaking. And number three, to express an action which will happen in the future, which is not a decision anymore, and for which you might have made preparations. Now you might want to know how we can change sentences in present progressive tense into question form and negative form. First of all, you need to know that in English we have got two types of verbs, helping verbs and main verbs. Helping verbs, which wouldn't exceed more than 15 or 20 in English, are verbs which help us to make tenses. they are verbs which help us to change a sentence into negative form by the addition of not, or to change sentences into question forms by putting them before the subject. That's why we call them helping verbs, because they help us make tenses. They help us change sentences into interrogative form or question form. They help us change sentences into negative form. Well, and the helping verbs that you need to know up to here, are, is, am, are, which are called verb to be. And as you can say, in present progressive tense, you've got a permanent position. That is, they're always there. So, and I forgot to tell you, in English, when you want to change a sentence into question form, what does it mean? It means putting a helping verb before the subject. So, what you need to do is merely putting the verb to be before the subject in the case of sentences in present progressive tense. He's watching TV. Well, you put is before the subject. Is he watching TV? There you've got your sentence in question form. And by the addition of not after the helping verb, you will end up with a sentence in negative form. They are not watching TV. Well, that's it for today. I'll do some exercises regarding present progressive tense in order to be able to make a better sense of when you've got to use this tense, and also in order to be more familiar with the structure. I'll be waiting for your comments in order to be able to improve my posts and think of new ideas in order to make my posts more attractive and more appealing to you. So don't forget to help me with your comments and suggestions. Well, bye for now.